Let's see if I remember how to do this.
You know he's gonna like blame everything on the fact that he hasn't potted in a while, as if he hasn't been doing this for 4 years.
Man, I wish we had a blooper reel because you're about to have some bloopers.
Oh yeah,
I'm punching the wrong button.
I'm already prepared to hit some of the wrong buttons.
This is Caesar Walker, the cool, calm, collected one.
And I'm Ronnie Gatrey, the emotional one.
And we are the Tipping Point Podcast, your source for the black male's perspective.
Tipping Point Podcast.
Tell the people why we've been absent.
Oh my goodness. All right. Y'all know how I am with stuff like this. So
This is in your wheelhouse. It's emotional stuff, right?
Right. So it's out on social, so I guess I can talk about it. I forgot what day it was. I should know. But yeah,
Hold up. Before you even do that, I had to tell Black what was going on when I found out. I was like, would you look at this? Would you look at this?
I'm surprised Black didn't know. Black stay lurking.
You weren't posting stuff.
Yeah, and y'all know how I'm weird about stuff like that.
Well, you're just weird.
Yes, but when it comes to stuff like that, ultra weird.
Okay.
But no, I'm a fully initiated member of the Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And so that, I think how much I can share. That process was long, and it started well before March. But March was kind of like the all hands on deck part of the process. So didn't have a lot of time. Easily one of the more difficult things I've ever been through, but also one of the more rewarding things. But yeah, I've had a very secret desire to be a part of this organization for many years. And I think when I turned 30, I had just ruled it out of possibility because I'm like, man, I'd be an old alpha. Like, who wants to do that? And so I continued having conversations about it, and with several alpha men, and an opportunity came up, and it was just one of those things like you don't realize you're doing it. And then you look up and you're like, whoa, I'm in this thing. So like, I gotta really decide if I'm going to do this or not. So, and that's just how fast it went, you know? So, I just had to buckle up and just kind of get through the process. But, there was no recording in March, in terms of my time and availability, but I do want to pause right now. Cause I went to therapy this morning for the first time in a long time, but, I know my wife has started to listen, so I want to thank her. Like, her presence, her desire, her will to see me succeed in this was probably the biggest driving factor of me seeing this process through. So she held it down with the boys, with the family and everything like that, and dealt with my super inconsistent schedule with some things on very little notice. But yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do this without her. So very thankful for her support during this process. So now I'm opening the floor up for questions because I know y'all got them.
I don't really have anything.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Does it get one of these? Okay. The peanut gallery has rejected.
So when can we expect the tags on the cars?
I talked to Black, and I went to a Sanford Black alumni luncheon earlier today, and he mentioned that. And
are you there?
Not that one. Well played, Walker. He asked me that when I was there, and I was like, I've never like envisioned being that kind of bruh. You know what I mean? Like,
What's wrong with that?
I just don't.
You're being weird again?
No. It's just like if you do that, that's cool. But
Does your wife do that?
No, my wife is not like that. So my desires to join the organization were not heavily rooted in those elements.
What were they?
Well, dude, like, I really want to get involved. Like I was telling, shout out to my LBs too, because I know they're listening. I was telling my LBs, like, it's time for me to get off the bench.
In terms of?
In terms of like being active, being like an advocate for, Black advancement in terms of the agenda. Like, I think we do a part of it here on the tipping point, but like, I know I got a lot more to give. And y'all know, like, professionally, I'm in the real estate realm. And one of the things I took for granted was in terms of bringing more awareness to real estate and how you can set your family up for aspects of generational wealth. Like, I had been a low-key beacon for that just because, y'all saw the stuff that my company put out. I've sat on panels for local organizations that I'm affiliated with. And, you just get to a point to where you don't think like you're doing much, but it is making an impact. So, like, I feel like leveraging that desire, one of many desires, leveraging that with, the dense network of Alpha Phi Alpha, like, I can really be positioned to do even more impactful things. But I got into this because, like, again, I want to get off the bench, but I'm ready to work. And I was telling one of my other LBs, during the earlier phase of this process, like, another thing that's been on my heart for a long time, and I've shared a little bit on the podcast, it's just my boys, man. I've really taken like really good inventory of like the situations we put our boys in. So like my oldest son, he's the only Black person in his entire grade at the school. My youngest son, the only Black male in his entire grade at school. So like, I'm really taking inventory and I'm trying to process like, what type of environment am I building for them? So one of the things that I want to do as I get more involved in this organization is I want my guys to be with me and see men coming together Black men coming together doing positive things. Like, I really want to plant that seed in them. I don't care if they pledge. I don't care what they pledge. But what I see for this is giving them that type of exposure and then even building deeper bonds and relationships that bleed down to my kids to where they're playing with frat brothers' kids. They're getting exposure to more Black kids and things like that. And the potential of the scope it could have on their life. Like, that was another big thing. So, yeah.
How could they not pledge Alpha in that house?
I mean, Walker, I'm not like that. Alpha is for me. You know what I mean? Like, my kids are different.
I understand that, but I'm saying if you and your wife endeavor to be as influential in your kid's life as you want to be, how does that not rub off on them seeing their mother, who's an AKA, you and Alpha? How does that not? And that would be cool to have that kind of legacy to go.
Dude, I would cry endless tears if that happened with either one of them.
So why wouldn't you put a little bit of a little, especially if they want to pledge.
Right.
If they want to pledge a fraternity.
And that's one of the big things.
Now, they may not want to. I get that. But if you do expose them to seeing men working together and that's the vehicle by which you use to expose them, I don't see how that doesn't influence them.
Right.
I don't see how that does it at all.
And so that part is kind of secondary. Because you're right. What if they don't want to? Like, I didn't even know if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I had that itch. I had that itch, but like, you know what it is. Like, it wasn't like, oh man, as soon as I touched out on campus, I'm doing this. It wasn't like that, obviously. But yeah, so that's the first hurdle. But like, what's gonna mean more to me as a father is being intentional about putting my boys in the right spaces. And it's nothing against the school they go to. My wife's listening, so I can't be as honest as I want to be.
Why you can't be honest?
I can. I will. What do you want to know? I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm gonna just get to it. Thanks for asking.
Are you the first in your family?
First Greek? No, my younger sister.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm not talking about
For
fraternity?
Alpha.
For Alpha, yeah. I don't know if there are any Alphas in our family.
Okay.
So
both sides.
Both sides, yeah. I'd be surprised. Like, I have an uncle that's a Sigma. I've got a cousin, his son, that's a Sigma. But I don't know of any other Greek fraternal affiliations within our family.
I don't think that we have any in my family. Now that I think about it.
Now,
Well,
will you have
on
any?
on my wife's side, of course, but
Will there be paraphernalia within your home that your boys can see regularly?
I mean, I've been blessed.
you
number one.
already got some on your wrist.
Yeah, but it's subtle. Like I'm not. Like I say, I don't
You
know.
don't think they see that?
They probably do.
I saw it easily.
And like my son saw some of the stuff, and he was like, "Daddy, what does this mean?" So
Why are you being bashful about it?
I'm not being bashful. It's just like that's not the type of bro I want to be.
I mean, okay. Okay, but you are excited to be a part of the organization, right?
Exactly.
So
But my reasons are paraphernalia doesn't drive that. Like being positioned to make an impact is what drives that for me.
Okay.
But
You can do both.
yeah, I get that.
Okay.
But I want to go back to your question, Black, because I had a good answer for that. Or did I answer it?
About the paraphernalia?
Yeah. I was gonna say like, yeah, dude, I've been blessed, dude, like for real. And we talked about Birmingham's big little city charm, but yeah, as y'all saw, I haven't posted anything on social just because I'm weird about stuff like that. But
We know.
yeah, but it's just like stuff is starting to show up at the house from people who I didn't think would care that I did this. You know what I mean? And it's just like I'm starting to realize how big of a deal this is. You know? So to answer your question, my thing was like I wasn't gonna go overboard, but in seeing just like now in the 2 weeks I've been official, I'm like, man, like, and this is the outpouring of love, the phone calls, like, you know, when the final announcement was made this past weekend, like I was overwhelmed, and I at a point I started asking people like, dude, you really care about this? like you really care? Like, yeah.
You do realize it may not be the actual like A5A thing they care about. It's just you succeeding at something they care about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Or people just want to be happy for you.
Yeah.
True. But and that's part of my weird nature. Like, and I know y'all don't do Enneagram, but this solidifies where I stand on the Enneagram spectrum. But it's just like I know I have gifts. I know I have value. I know I bring good things to the table. But it's hard for me to talk about them because in my mind before they get out, there's a filter that says there's no value in that. That's a shortcoming of mine, you know. So I've addressed that. I don't know if I'm making any strides to improve that because there's a level of comfort in that in some weird way. But you know, I'm appreciative. Don't get me wrong, I am.
I know.
But in me thinking about it, like, you know, there were some people that I called, of course. There were some bros that I had to call just because, you know, they were exemplary reasons of why I want to be in this organization. But other than that, I was just kind of like, all right, it'll sweep through social media. No one will watch the video enough to get to number 11, and you know, things will kind of go on. But I was wrong. I was very wrong. So, yeah, man, it's been cool. It's been cool.
Well, congratulations again. So,
Thanks, man. Thank you.
how's your mental health?
How much time you got?
You just sum up your session today.
It's better. It's better now. But you know, in thinking about it, okay, we're gonna say this, Ronnie, and it's gonna be okay. But I'm really proud of myself, man, because there were so many gut checks. There was so many like me having to go in that mirror and say, okay, let's see what you're made of, Ronnie Gatrey. Let's see what you're made of. Let's see how you can shine in these opportunities that you've been given. And I think up until that point, I hadn't really had to encounter that. I kind of just been coasting, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm thankful for that because it unlocked like several new dimensions that I didn't know I had. So in terms of how that impacted my mental health, yeah, I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel like there's been definite improvement, and I'm really just thankful to have the opportunity and to be chosen to be a part of this organization. So yeah.
What did the speaker say today? Tension creates growth. Or
Ooh,
like that?
Lord have mercy! I felt it. I was awake when he said that, Black.
What about the other times?
What other times?
Exactly. Well, holler at your boy T. Reed.
Yeah, I need to shout out to T. Reed. He was a guy that I leaned on.
Did you?
More than I realized that I would. And when I tell you, when I tell you T Reed came through for your boy, yeah, like he needs to know. I'm glad you brought that up. He needs to know. Yeah, T Reed is my guy. I mean, he's my brother now, but like T Reed really is my guy. He was my guy when he came through at the Jays, but like he showed who he really is. And Walker, you got a good circle around you, man. Like for real. We my LBs and I visited Faye Chaplin. We ran into LP. Shout out to LP too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. So we ran to LP, and dude, like I didn't think LP remembered who I was. Again, this is my weirdness. But LP runs up and he starts doing the get the gat dance. I was like, dude, you remember me? So it was great seeing him there. So yeah, dude. Yeah, I really appreciate the love from everybody. So thank you.
Well, good for you, man.
Keep Your Point Podcast.